I started changing my course, retracting myself, and trying to adjust with all. I think that's the best part which I have understood ISKCON has done to me, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And we try to see everything, every katha for our resurrection, for our betterment, for our spiritual upliftment. Um, and so, with this attempt of mine, I thank Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, Guru Maharaj, that I'm able to glorify Lord Ram. So, it is said that Ram Naam Param Na Asti Moksha Lakshmi Pradayakam Tejorupam Yad Avyaktam Tejorupam Yad Avyaktam Ram Naam Abhidhiyate Ram Naam Abhidhiyate Ram Naam Param Na Asti Moksha Lakshmi Pradayakam. So, if we read scriptures, we hear this shloka, and uh, this says that the name of Ram is uh, is the one which gives us moksha Lakshmi, means the dhan of moksha, means uh, our material entanglement is slashed completely when we take the name of Ram. And so Ram Nam Tejo Rupam means the word Ram itself has a lot of Tej, Jyotirmay. It's like full effulgent. Even if somebody doesn't understand Ram word, the meaning of the word Ram, still it has so much power that it can self enlighten a person, which one can avyaktam, which cannot be explained, which no one can explain how this magic happens. That's the beauty of the word Ram. And usually, I was born in a family where my father actually um, um, had put in his house a photo of Lord Ram, very old photo. I think he got it from his grandfather, I mean, his father. And I think his father got it from. So they had some picture made up of Lord Ram, which was appearing to be very old. And then once I asked my father, I used to always wake up, and whenever I used to go to my study room, so purposefully my father had put that in front of my study table. And I used to always see Lord Ram, and I used to just bow down, and then I used to start studying. So that bowing down, I think the result is that today I'm able to speak about Lord Ram, the same whom I used to wake up early in the morning, and I used to go to school. I used to look at my study table. I used to pick up my bag. Everything in my home was rounded about this word Ram. So I thank even to my parents who gave me this wonderful Lord's name right in the beginning of my life. And then when I did my engineering and I came to ISKCON, I understood more about Krishna, and then I could put everything in the picture. So let's attempt this. Ramanama Param Nasti Mokha Lakshmi Pradayakam. Let's attempt to glorify this word Ram, which is Moksha Lakshmi Pradayakam, means it can cut our material entanglements and give us moksha from Sukha Dukkha, and we do pure devotion. So today we will sing Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. I have, I think, 1 hour or some more minutes. So Srimad Valmiki Ramayana Ayodhya Kanda Arambham. Once upon a time, there was a king by the name Dashrath, and he lived the kingdom for around 60,000 years. And we already have covered the Balkanda. So I'm not going to go too much in detail about the Balkanda because one wonderful devotee came before us. before me and have spoken about the Ramakatha. And that's why in sequence when I was asked by the devotees, so I took in sequence after Balkanda is the Ayodhya Kanda. And he was ruling this kingdom, who? King Dashrata, for around 60,000 years, when one day he desired to retire. At that time, it is said that Lord Ram was around 27 years old when King Dasharatha suddenly struck in his mind that enough of enough, I have ruled for 60,000 years. Let me pass on the kingdom to Rama and take rest. And so the reason why he chose Rama, the scriptures, Valmiki Ramayana. So and absolutely everything what I'm going to speak is uh, straight from Valmiki Ramayana. And I know what all usually we hear in Ramayana. I can give you examples where it's mentioned from the Tulsi Ramayana, but then I will stick, as per Srila Prabhupada, on the Valmiki Ramayana because that was written during that time itself. And the Valmiki wrote it in a very straight way. So then Dashrata asked, so we all know why Dashrata selected. Reasons are many, but two primary reasons is one, he was the Jeshta Putra out of the four. And the second, he loved Ram a lot. We all know that Dashrata didn't have children for many, many years because he was a king. He had a duty to hand over his kingdom so that in his under guidance, the king can be taught the way he was taught by his predecessors and then by his purvajas and seniors, and then he could give it to his son. And and Ram, he also gave it three reasons. Third reason, one of many, is Ram was very popular, and everybody used to love Ram. And Dashrata used to every day in the morning used to go and peep into the cradle right from when Ram was in the Balkanda. He was a child. He used to see and he used to nourish nectar of looking to the lotus form or the lotus eyed beautiful form of the Lord, and he used to feel so happy. And then so he asked all his ministers to come into the courtyard, and he informs that I have decided that Ram will be my Uttaradhikari. And the moment he could not even complete the statement, everybody had a Jai Ghosh. Bolo Shri Ramachandra ki Jai. Like that, everybody started glorifying King Dashrath. Hail to King Dashrath. They were started glorifying Jai Ho Raja Dashrath ki, you took such a wonderful decision. And he started thanking everyone. But then he also said, Aho asmi param prita prabhava chashatulo mam yanme jeshtham priyam putram yavarajya sthitam ichhata. My ichha, if you ask my desire, aho asmi param prita, not only my preet, my love, Lord Ram, my love, my son Ram, but Prabhav Shah cha atulo mama. Even he has prabhav on everybody. He has effect on everybody. Everybody loves who? Yanme jeshtham priyam putram. Mera jesht putra. So Dashrath, first reason what he gives to coronate Ram or to consider him to be the right heir to the throne is because he says he's my Jeshtham, and not only Jeshtham, Priyam Putram. Among all four of my sons who are very close to my heart, of course, my young eldest Putra, he should be Yava Rajya, Raja Sthitam Ichitam. And my wish is that he becomes the Yuvraj. And then he leaves to them. And that shows the humbleness of Raja Dashrath. That despite he could have been the king, he could have easily said, just go and prepare. But he still asked all the representatives of his ministers and all the representatives from the Praja. They all voiced like how in today's parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, we have, the bill passings, and so everybody says yes, yes, and yes for yes, like that they, pass the bill. Same way, there were people who were samant, who were lords of different small part of the kingdoms, and they constituted his entire courtyard, and everybody said, "We are with you." And so then the preparations. Then he called Vashishta Muni, and he says, "You please prepare the Rajya Abhisheka for Lord. Bolo Prabhu Sri Ramachandra ki jai." But what happened is, eventually, that same very night, Dashrata got a dream that in the dream he saw an obstruction to the ceremony of Ram taking over his kingdom. And it was somewhere around just the Brahmamurt, means just before the, waking up time. And at that moment only, he sent his courtiard. He got up. He was very unhappy seeing that there is some obstruction in the dream, and they're all very God conscious. They're all very, um, they get symptoms. They get right. Everybody, Lord reciprocates with everybody. So he got a dream, and then in hurry, he calls his servants to ask Ram and Sita to fast that night and before the installation ceremony. So they were called, and anyway they were fasting because after dinner they didn't take. So they asked him that today only this installation ceremony will happen, and in the evening prior to that he had already told Vashishta, go ahead and start preparing. So, but usually man proposes, but God sometimes and at times disposes. So same thing happened. We all know that he had three queens. Dashrata, the middle queen, Kekai, um, she had a servant by name Manthara. And uh, meanwhile, when the whole city was jubilant hearing Lord Ram's king, this Udghosh went into the room of Mantra where she was also there early in the morning. And she got up, hurriedly got ready, and she came out because she was staying in the palace itself, because she was the maid servant brought uh, by Kekai only, from the Kekai Pradesh, because she was there right when Kekai was born. So she went out and saw everybody gushing about Lord Ram. Everybody's uh, hailing Lord Ram's long living and happy. Then she came to know that, oh, and she was waiting for that day, that she said she was completely upset. And then she goes to Kekai, and she tells, she wakes her up. She was already, in a very happy mood, and suddenly she asked Kekai, "Do you know this news?" And Kekai said, "What news?" She says, Ram is going to be coronated as the Yuvraj, or as the heir to the throne. And she was so naturally happy. Kekai actually loved Ram more than Bharat till that time. And she was so happy. And she said, "Oh, that's a great decision." And she immediately gave an ornament to Kekai and told that, "You enjoy. This is an enjoying, jovial time for all of us." But Kekai was all totally in a different mood, and she said, you know, "Mansa prahasami tvam devi tukhardita sati yachochitavve hrishta asi prapya tvam vyasanam." He says, "Manasa prahasami tvam devi." You are showing yachochitavve hristasi. You are showing hrishta. You are showing harsh. You are showing happiness. But what you should be? Tvam Devi Dukhardita Sati. You should be actually, in fact, Dukhi, and you are showing Sukh on your face. Prapyam Tvam Vyasanam Mahat. Means this is your avastha. I thought that you will be unhappy hearing this news. You are so happy. And then Kekai, till then, she had so much faith and she had so much of pleasure hearing Ram. It is said that she had so much faith in Ram, but her faith was deviated or was challenged by Mantra's propositions. And then Mantra, who is actually planted by demigods to hasten the killing of Ravana and establish the dharma over adharma, because Ravana was known to be already killing many people, and many rishis and munis' wives were kidnapped, and everybody, including Kubera, was very unhappy. Indra was challenged by Ravana. So many things were happening. So she was planted. She was actually an apsara planted by demigods to to play this slight twist in the life of Lord Ram by convincing Kekai to ask two boons from Maharaja Dashrath. And we all know that when Kekai remembers that yes, she indeed helped Dashratha fighting against the demon Sambra, where he, her husband Dashratha, was actually wounded in the battle. And in that battle, he was almost about to be defeated when she very skillfully, who she was actually helping. She was a basically she was also a very good charioteer. So it is said that she helped Raja Dashrath escape from there. She was because Dashratha was critically wounded and fell unconscious, and Kekai helped him removing from the battlefield and saved his life. So, in that effort of Kekai saving the king, naturally, and she's king's wife. So, usually, kings have the habit that somebody goes and meets the king. They give king the best of the gift as per their benefit, as per their um, astitva, or as per their status, or as per their capability. But king then rewards them because he's supposed to be, as compared to the person meeting the king, more opulent and much more opulent. And here, Dashratha is the king of the almost of the entire planet right now, and he is the Chakravarti. He is the king who has dominion, or who has control over all the whole planet in all the four directions. So that's why known as Chakravarti Samrat, Maharaja Dashrath. So Dashrath immediately said, "Oh my queen, you take two boons." And this was the time Kekai was convinced by Mantra to ask for those two boons. In fact, she tells her also the boon. So she is completely brainwashed by the power of Mantra's words. It said that she was supported by the demigods themselves. So the Saraswati in her tongue was so strong, the words and the vocal power was so strong, and she's actually an apsara from a upper higher planet. So naturally, she has a lot of powers. She almost convinced even Kekai, who was so enamored by the name of Lord Ram or by Ram's personality, but Providence decided that way, and Kekai was asked by Mantra to ask for Ram's exile for 14 years to Dandakaranya forest and throne to be given unquestionably. That is the word Valmiki used. Valmiki used that word, Nishkantaka, means without any kantak. Hmm? Without any kantak, you should, without any nishkantaka, without any uh, stopper in what I want. So it is said, she says, नवपच्च वर्षाणि दंडकारण्यम आश्रिता चिराजिन धरो धीरो रामो रामो भवतु तापसा भरतो भजताम अद्य यौवराज्य कंटकम. So she uses this word kantakam, means nishkantak, without any hindrance. Please give my Rajya to Bharat. She tells, brainwashed, Kekai brainwashed by mantra, she immediately goes. You can move on to the next slide. And she tells Dashratha, obviously, as the slide shows, she becomes actually angry. And in the palace, there is a section. She goes, and Maharaj comes to know that she is in her place where she Kopa Bhavan. That's what northern India usually they call that as Kopa Bhavan, where the Rani will go in that section of palace where she will address her concerns with the king and her husband. So that was how they were vyavasthit. That was how they were so well honored, even that the anger or pleasure or ministerial affairs were all done in different directions, in different places. So they used to, of course, this you see is which loses, right, the essence of this dharma. We see it losing in the courtyard of Dhritarashtra, where Draupadi was destroyed. So you can see every yuga patan happens. Every yuga, the uh, the the Vedic principles are not much followed, and Dushasan, mishandles Draupadi, a man, Whereas if you notice, Hanumanji when he reaches Lanka, he uses left fist to slightly hurt Lankini and push her down, and he doesn't use right hand. It is said because they were following the Vedic scriptures that a woman should not be hit. So like this, they were. You see that the following of Vedic principles are deteriorating yuga by yuga. But out here, she's angry, and then when Dashrata came, he started discussing, and that is when she says, Navapacha, you can move to another slide, Navapacha cha varshani dandakaranyam ashita, send your who? Chira jina dharo dhiro, Ramo bhavatu tapasah. Means send Ram for tap to Dandakaranya, and Bharato bhajatam adya Yava Rajya Kantakam, without any issues, please hand over this kingdom to my son. Dashrata, when he hears this, he is absolutely devastated. And he goes into deep depression after explaining again and again to Kekai to take back your boons, ask me everything else. In fact, he says this in Valmiki Ramayana, it is mentioned, he says, okay, Rani, what you do is you make Bharat as the king. I agree, but don't send him to jungle. Sending him to jungle will not help. That's too much. But if you notice in the previous shloka, she uses the word nishkantak, means she considered Ram as the throne in the path of Bharat sitting on the throne. So she said, agar wo rahega, to Bharat will respect Ram and he will not be able to rule the kingdom freely. So she felt, if I remove this kantak in the form of Lord Ram, Bharat will be able to reign the kingdom without any problem, without any contact, without any problems. But that is where Dashrata went into deep stress. He was not much stressed by the fact that Ram will not become heir to the throne, because if he's continued, even if Bharat became the king, still Ram's presence will keep him on track and Praja will be taken care. But when she said Ram will not be present there, he felt Ram's presence will not be there. Ayodhya Nivasi, they loved Ram so much, they will all leave away. Then the kingdom will become very weak, and then others will attack him. So he is a king. He has to think on all the matters. He just cannot think that he's his son. So Ram, and of course he had that affection for Ram. He didn't want any of his son to suffer in the jungle, and he has already crossed his age to be in the ashrama of Vasishtha, learn all that. That time he was living like almost like as a ascetic. I mean, leaving everything. He was there as just a normal kid. So he has, you know, during his education time. So he knew that this is the time when he should take away the king's uh, nature and uh, start ruling the kingdom. And then the same news reached to Ram's kingdom. It spread like a wildfire. And Ram was with Sita in his uh, place when he came to know that his father has called for him and there's something he want to discuss. So Ram went to Dashrata and saw him, and Dashrata in deep sadness. And he says this. He says, Aprasannam mana kimnu sadamam priti vatsalam. He says to his father, and he sings. He says, "Oh my dear father, aprasanna mana kintu sadamam priti vatsala Vishnu vadano dina nahi mam priti pratibhashate." He actually looks at his father's sad face, and Ram, actually one who pleases the mind of others. And that's what the God's nature is, right? He see anybody. In this case, he is playing the role of a son of a king. And his king is after all his father. So immediately he says, you look very aprasanna. And you used to always shower your vatsalya love on me. Mama prati vatsalan. Mere prati, as to me, used to be always in vatsalya rasa. And now, instead of that, you are not even speaking to me. Mama prati bhashate. And you are not even talking to me. You are not. मुझसे आप बोल भी नहीं रहे. He became unhappy. Actually, when I was very young, my father used to be in the committee of Ram Leela. And when I was very young, I used to see my father organizing Ram Leelas for, during Ram Navami these days. All 9 days, uh, full 9 days, packed. Thousands of people coming and pandal, and he was one of the secretary over there. So my 9 days used to go in just witnessing my father running around organizing these Ram Leelas, which are no more except one DCM or some organization still doing, but maybe revival may come nowadays. So my mother used to always sing a song from this Ramayana. It's in Hindi. I would like to sing. I don't know how many all of you all, but maybe probably you'll understand the intent. I remember my mother who is down with cancer. Now she used to sing and says, when Lord Ram saw Dashratha not speaking to him, he used to sing the song, and in Ram Leela they used to sing this song. पिताजी कैसे व्याकुल है हमें माता, and mata is who? Kekai. So Ram is actually singing, and I still remember, if I close my eyes, I can see all my childhood Ram Leelas. Beautiful people beautiful. They were elder to me. They were also children, but they were much elder to me, and they used to become Ram. And that person who used to play the Ram role for many years, that boy, much elder to me that time, he used to sing this song in his own voice. And that's what my mother also used to sing is, Pitaji kaise vyakul hai, हमें माता बता दीजिए, हमें माता बता दीजिए, हमें माता बता दीजिए, हमें माता बता दीजिए, पिताजी कैसे व्याकुल हैं, हमें माता बता दीजिए. Now see, imagine what is the essence of this song. Actually, it reflects to all of us. Let me be very frank, everybody breaks down in their own personal life. However opulent, however you are, whatever, everybody is in problem in life. The nature of our God, who is Krishna, who is none other than Lord Ram himself, he has this nature. He cannot see anybody unhappy. Why do you think this all ISKCON was created by Krishna's energy, by bringing Prabhupada? And why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming? Why Krishna is sending uh, so many forms just to convince us? Is because he's not happy seeing us depressed in this place. So naturally, when Ram sees the, so this is for all of us, that whenever we are in deep depression in our life, we cannot weep in front of anybody. A husband cannot weep in front of his wife. A wife weeps in her closet. She cannot show her tears even to husband. बच्चों के सामने तो छोड़ दो, बच्चों के सामने तो और भी नहीं रो सकते. They will not understand. Or it everybody faces this problem in life. We should remember, I remember this song. That means Lord is looking to us, and he is vyakul, and he wants to remove the, so that's what Lord Ram is doing with Dashrata. Although he is supposed to get vatsalya from him, he is getting a depression feeling from his father, he wants to address this. And then uh, Kekai tells her that this is the two boons. You go and take up in the Dandakaranya forest, and without any problem hand over the kingdom to Bharat. And Ram said, my mother, that's all? That's it? This is for my father is unhappy? Then be it. So what? But why is he so unhappy? But Dashratha, you know, and then Ram again says that evamastu gamishyami vanam vastu maham titah jatachir dharo ragya pratigya अनुपालयम. अरे इतनी सी बात, मैं अपने पिताजी की आज्ञा मानूंगा. आई विल फॉलो what my father is saying. What is the worry, my mother? Oh, my father, cheer up. Cheer up. Nothing to be depressed about. Exactly same thing happens with us. Krishna is cheering up and saying, just take my holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Give your mental problems to me. Just follow my path. That's what Srila Prabhupada is teaching us. That's what we have learned from ISKCON. That's what we are learning every day in scripture. But we keep the weight of our problems of life in our head, and exactly something similar happened with Dashrata. He is keeping that in his head. And of course, he's a father, he's a king. And that's a different reason why he had to give up his life. But not much time to get into deeper aspects. But yeah, so finally, Ram was exiled, and Lakshman and Sita went to forest. And we all know that during this process also, when Ram heard this and went back to Sita, Sita Devi was told by Ram that I have to go as per the two vachans. So please remember one thing, you have to stay here and take care of my father and my mothers, three mothers, Kaushalya, Kekai, and Sumitra. And on the behest of Sumitra, my father has given two boons to Kekai, fighting a yudh with Sambara Rakshasa, Sambara demon. And in that she helped him. And based on that, my father has to fulfill those two boons. Now time has come to follow the order of my father, who is my whole and soul. And so I will follow. But Sita Devi, when heard this, she didn't feel, oh, so next day, tomorrow we are going to Vana. Oh, what is this? She didn't complain. She said, okay, fine, my lord. All right, so when are we getting ready? Next sentence, when are we getting ready? And Lord Ram says, who is getting ready? the boon says Ram's supposed to be banished, and not you, my dear, my lovely lady, not you. You are so soft. You're supposed to stay here, and you are the Vadhu. You are the eldest of the all the Vadhus, all the wives of all my brothers. You are the eldest sister, and so you have to take care of it. And under your guidance, all these other wives of my other brothers will be in with your help. They will be guided, and when I am away, you will take care of them, and my father, everybody. You have to guide them. And she said, no, I can't. I am married to you, so I am supposed to follow you. As per my Patni Dharma, I am supposed to be with my husband, Sukh and Dukh. So there was a huge discussion going around, and Lord Rama, it is said, he is known to please, after all, everyone. So he pleased Sita by accepting, but not before, because Sita almost said that I'll hurt myself. If you don't hear me, either I'll consume some wish, poison, or I'll jump into the fire. I will destroy myself. What is the use of this body if I cannot use this body for your service? And you will be away 14 years, and whom I will service? And I am supposed to be with you. And you are calling me your lovely lady, you're my consort, my companion, my friend, my mere sukh dukh. And what is this way of your behavior that sukh dukh hone ke bajaye you are leaving me? Disarray. No, 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 no. You cannot leave me like this. And so naturally, Lord Ram means one who pleases. He accepted. And he said, okay, fine. You join me. And then this news of both Sita and Ram going to forest reaches Lakshmana. He was completely perplexed. And then he goes to Ram. He didn't even go and meet Dashrata. Why did you give this? Why did you complain? Why did you go and did this such a heinous task, such a bad task of banishing my elder brother? And now elder brother is going. Of course, my bhabi, my brother's wife will also go. So they are like my parents almost. So they are like, I am breathing Ram day and night. We all know that when they were born, so the cradle was kept in a sequence. So we all have heard about this, that you know Lakshmana was brought close to Ram, then he felt nice, and then they put Shatrughna next um, to Bharata, and then he felt nice because we know that Lakshmana and Bharata were born from Sumitra, because she was given that fruit, that yajna, one half fruit. So like this, and then Bharat was born out of Kekai. So like this, we know it's a very well-known fact. We all keep reading these things and hearing and seeing this in so many television telecasting day and night. So, but mostly I would recommend devotees to read only Valmiki Ramayana. That's what Srila Prabhupada used to tell us, and that makes a lot of sense. So, but you can read anything, but try to stick to Valmiki Ramayana, which is just straight. So uh, Lakshmana also goes and tells Ram, without you, I cannot think about my identity, so I have to follow you. And then when you are away, who will take care? So he convinces with a very strong point to Lord Ram that once you're away, who will take care of Sita Devi? She's my mother. So who will take care of both of you when both of you are sleeping? So we all know that Urmila, when she heard that even Lakshmana is going, the moment Lakshmana leaves, she takes a deep sleep for 14 years, and Lakshmana doesn't sleep completely for 14 years because he wanted to take care of his elder brother Ram and his bhabi Sita Devi, like they're almost like his parents. So he could not think beyond his identity beyond Lord Ram. That's a big, big lesson from Lakshmana, that something similar we can also develop. Although to speak and to imitate Lakshmana is not so easy. Can we all wake up? No, we will fall sick. We don't have so many powers. But Lord Lakshmana is what? He's the paraphernalia of Lord Vishnu. He's him, He's the potency. And he's, of course, Lakshmana is, Shesha, and he's always in serving uh, Krishna in all the places, and he cannot think. So for him, he is so powerful that he can do away with sleep and nothing will happen. We cannot imitate Ram and Lakshman like this, but that still suggests that we can also go out of our comfort zone at times to be Krishna conscious and to preach to people, to do book distribution, to spread the holy name, uh, and go every Sunday to temples, whichever is possible, or to conduct these online, which I tell these groups which are doing online preaching like this ICF. These are all virtual temples. It is like associating with devotees. 1.5 hour, 2 hours in different classes is absolutely like a temple association, although not physically, but um, videos, if they are on, or sometimes you can really make yourself being visible to others if you keep your videos on. That's going to be an austerity. I think that was what discussion sorry, I didn't understand the initial part of the discussion, but I can understand that the devotee wants us. If we are opening our videos, it's okay. At times it's not possible, but if it is okay, it is an austerity to open your videos. Whatever dress you are just wearing, a tilaka should be good. But these are all virtual temples, and this is going to go out of comfort zone, so, which is considered, which should be taken in a right spirit. So hats off to all of you who are organizing these virtual temples and giving all of us an opportunity to come and glorify. And of course, all of you will continue glorifying in different groups. So everybody, Ara dekhe tara kahe Shri Krishna Updesh. So Lord Ram leaves for the forest after taking permission from Kekai. He has already taken permission. He doesn't need to take permission from Dashrata because the order is coming from Dashrata. But he goes first to Kekai and not even to Kaushalya. He goes to Kekai because Ram used to also love Kekai so much, so much, so much. In a way, he's thanking Kekai that you are sending me to forest so that I can fulfill for what I have come here. But this is amazing, Lord Ram's character, and of forgiving the one who has created the most trouble in his life and is the reason of trouble in his life. And that is why Ram is loved by everybody. Krishna is loved by everybody because they behave in such a way that people they love. Krishna steals butter from gopis, but the gopis are so happy and they say, why is he not coming and stealing butter from my place? They go into depression in Vrindavan and in Braja, so why is he not showing his naughtiness? Why Krishna is not, Kunti Maharani is, asking for more troubles? Why troubles are not coming to me? Happily she wants trouble because she wants, in the prayers of Kunti, that's what Kunti Maharani, we hear this, right? She's asking for more troubles because she wants Krishna to be closer. Everybody wants Krishna's association. Of course, it's not so easy to ask for troubles. We all know, we all keep discussing in the kathas, but still, to a certain level, we can always say, if you don't give me trouble, it's okay. But if you're not asking for trouble to keep Krishna closer, then naturally, if you can't ask Krishna to give troubles and be closer, then go closer to Krishna. मैं कहूंगा कि फिर तो हमें और जाना चाहिए. अरे भाई, ट्रबल आने पे कृष्णा हमें क्लोज है, इससे अच्छा तो हम पहले चले जाएं. So I feel that's what we should do. So we are all mesmerized by our own family, which is good, fine. Okay, it's a journey, it's a yatra. We have to be with our family members. We have to do so many things. We have to go to the office. We have so many things, but at the same time, we should convince our wives. We should convince our children to take Krishna consciousness. If they are already convinced, well and good. Convince your neighbors slowly. Don't make yourself hostile to everybody, but try to do. But you can't just be happy on your own being Krishna consciousness, in Krishna consciousness, and forget about others. Krishna loves those who take little, at least some endeavor to please Krishna. That's all. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. And he is promising that swalpam api asya dharmasya. You do little dharma towards me, preaching about me. I like my devotees who preach about me. He is telling in Bhagavad Gita. And to that, you can read chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, which helps you to keep your mind in place. And like that, chapter 10, to understand when you keep your mind in place in chapter 6, in chapter 10, he's telling me, Buddhi tadam yogam tum. To that mind, I'll give you intelligence who's trying to try to worship me and consider me as their whole and soul. So, same way, Lord Ram is teaching us, and he leaves all his wealth and kingdom and he goes to forest and enters the Dandakaranya forest. Bolo Prabhu Shri Ramachandra ki Jai.
Yeah.
So we know that Lord Ram, uh, he so Ayodhya has a river Saryu, and before Lord Ram is going to forest, he gives lot of wealth to Suyagya, the son of Vasishtha. Now, and he also gives wealth to sons of Agastya and Vishwamitra, and one to a Brahmana known as Trijata, an old poor Brahman. And so, um, uh, and he gives him a land also, and he gives this Brahmana a stick, and he says, throw it as much as far you can throw, and all that land belongs to you, and all the cows in that grazing area will be yours. So, like this, he, while in the most difficult situation of going to forest, he is actually doing donations. Now, this suggests us a wonderful message to all of us. Whenever we are in dukkha, you must try to wade away the dukkha of others. Your dukkha will be also taken away. This is a message which Lord Ram is saying. The uh, poor Brahmanas' trouble in life was he didn't have any wealth, and Lord Ram's trouble was he has to. I mean, if you see from a superficially, it's not a trouble for him. It's he only decided that way of life to go for 14 years because he had some higher reasons to see. But if you see from even a plain vision, that he could have easily killed Ravana, even been buying, not going to the forest. Let me be very frank. As what Krishna says to Arjuna, right? Even if you don't kill these people, I will kill them in the form of time. But you will not be glorified. So, like that, Lord Ram could have killed, staying in Ayodhya, not going to forest, even Ravana. Lalkarte usko, he would have taken him and killed him. But he wanted to glorify Hanumanji in Sundarkand. He wanted to kill Bali. He wanted to save Sugriv. He wanted to put Angad. He wanted to save his follower, his person who used to worship him, Vibhishana. He wanted to do so many things, and uh, and so that's how he is Lord. He can decide whatever way. So still, we learn from Lord Ram's this character of detachment of wealth and kingdom, that whenever I'm in trouble, always सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु, दूसरों के सुख की कामना करिए. सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु, सर्वे संतो निरामया. दूसरों को भगवान आप बचाओ, उनकी रक्षा करो. Whenever we pray for ourselves, at least from the time when my mother got cancer, I have developed this feeling, and I have purposefully developed this feeling, and I keep telling people, because whenever my mother suffered from cancer in past 5 years, she is suffering in third stage, a fourth stage, fifth stage, sixth stage, eight, nine places she has cancer now. But 2012 also she had got cancer first stage. I didn't really realize. It was only after 8 years in 2020 that although I am Krishna conscious, trying to be Krishna consciousness, actually from the year 97. I was introduced to devotees in 96 in my first year in Bombay. But I used to not associate much with devotees. 97, 98, 99, I was going to devotees, doing book discussion, but running away. It is only I took seriously practice of Krishna consciousness seriously from 2000. But I was in the devotee association. Sometimes I will chant, sometimes I will do some devotee will say, Tum chant karoge. So I used to say, I don't want any beats. I'll just chant Hare Krishna like this on the fingers. I will just show them Hare Krishna. I'm doing, be happy. So my real change happened around 99 to 2000 and 2001. 2000, by 2000, I understood that this is the way. These devotees are not ordinary. But first 4 years, it took me to just understand. So like this, we can also, like Lord Ram, we can also accept our troubles in life and start praying for others. So that is why when now I see and I seek prayers for my mother every day when I do Mangal Aarti, I there's a time when you just pray to Krishna whatever you are suffering. I generally have a habit to speak to the Lord, and in that, first thing I ask is Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Nirame. Because I go to the chemo sessions, I see so many small kids coming and suffering of cancer. Uh, I have seen
Prabhuji
so
voice
many.
break.
Yeah, Mataji, because I'm not able to speak actually. I have seen 8-year-old boys suffering from cancer with shaven head. And that's what I have seen
Uh,
at chemo. I have seen young ladies, hardly 23, 24, 30, 35 people, 20, 25. You go to the chemo sessions, you will see people just dying and withering up. They have not even seen life. What a 30. I just saw a 23-year-old girl when I went to Lucknow this time, suffering from cancer. What has she seen in her life? 23. She's not even married. What is her, what you can say karma and all that is okay. But do I have the capability to look into that fact that she is suffering because of karma? No. I don't have that supervision, or I don't have that capability to look into her karma and say अरे सफर करिए बिकॉज उसका एक्शन नहीं. ये हमारा काम नहीं है किसी की सफरिंग को. आपको दूसरों की सफरिंग को कम करना ही आपका काम है. You have to only pray to remove. You can't say बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है because ये ऐसा कर रहा है. No, that is not what God wants. Guru Sadhu Shastra is there to dund him. His own karma is there to punish him. We are not to say and increase the ghee in the fire. Even I had that tendency. I have started giving up this tendency. I have not fully given up, but I practice this. So when I saw these young people dying of cancer, they have not even seen their full life. I always started praying for others. That is exactly what we should do. So pray, pray for others, and then ask for yourself. That will give you a huge detachment. I'm learning it from my mother. Maybe this, my mother said once, अच्छा है मुझे कैंसर हो गया बाकी तुम लोग सब बच जाओ तो अच्छा है. I was literally in tears, and she has, her hands have become, I mean, I can't tell you, there's not even a place in her hands where the needle has not gone in past so many years. Of course, I'm not trying to make you all feel the pain here, what I am going through, but it's okay. It's okay to hear somebody's pain. At least you can pray for her. So pray for others before you pray for yourself. And now Lord Ram is going to river Tamsa, where Praja is coming along with him. But Lord Ram, with the help of Sumantra, because Sumantra was told by Dashrata to leave these kids to the forest, that he tricks the Praja with the help of Sumanta, and then Sumanta goes in one direction and Lord goes into other direction. And naturally, the Praja was sleeping because they were following the king, the heir to the throne, Ram, because they used to love. The Praja was following when the Ram left the thing, and he came to the banks of Tamasa. And the Praja went to the direction where they could see the wheel going, and they were all sleeping. Early in the morning, they separated, tricking the Praja with the help of Sumantra. Lord Ram did this trick. So naturally, the Praja was taken in one direction. And then Lord Ram and Sita, they all reached to the banks of river Ganges, where they got caved, and then they went to Bharadwaja ashram. Now, there is a very interesting note here, that who is this Kevat? Basically, he's a tortoise in Shir Sagar in the previous birth, and wanted to serve the feet of Narayana. But Lakshmi and Sheshnag did not allow him to serve the Lord in that Shir Sagar. Is a tortoise in the Shir Sagar. And in the and Lord's arrangement, that those people who refused him to serve, now you can say that why did they refuse him? Because they wanted him to become Kevat. You can say because Lord and all his Sita Devi and Lakshmana, They all, and Bharat and Shatrughan, they work in unison. They work all hand in hand with the Lord. Lord and his paraphernalia, including his own consort, Sita Devi, they just work in so unison. And that is why you see Krishna consciousness so beautifully executed in the entire world, in entire planets. In the material world, also, Krishna consciousness executes beautifully. The sun coming up early in this morning, and he is repeating that task to come and give light to the earth and to so many other planets. How? Because he's repeating it to please the Lord. There are more aspects to this, but let me come to the keyword. So this time, what is happening is that Lakshmi is present in the form of Sitaji and Sheshnag in the form of Lakshman, and both of them are sitting next to Lord Ram, and they are being, Kevat is fulfilling his wish of his being a tortoise in the Shir Sagar, and he serves the Lord Ram in crossing the river Ganges. So, and then like this, uh, they went into the Dandakaranya forest, and they met Bhardwaja Muni, who in turn was actually told them that they should go and reside in the Gandhamandana hill in Chitrakoot area. So that is the way how it's a very detailed aspect. I don't have much time left with me, but I'm just trying to conclude here. Meanwhile, as Ram is entering into the forest for his next 14 years to spend, for the precise around 13 years, 2 months, and the last 8 months he's 8 to 10 months he's searching Sita Devi and then fighting with. So to be very precise, 13 years and couple of months. And so, meanwhile, when all this is happening in the Ayodhya Kanda, Valmiki is giving a beautiful description of Bharat and Shatrughan returning. And when Bharat returns from Kekai Pradesh along with Shatrughna, uh, before he returns, now we have heard about a bad dream coming in the mind of the dream coming in the sleep of Dashrata. Something similar happened in the dream of Bharata. When Bharata woke up, he had a very disturbed state. This is exactly the same time when all these ghatnas, all these problems are happening in Ayodhya. He actually sees a dream where he hears a creak, a very high pitched sound in his dream, very high pitched sound, which is almost deafening him. And he's seeing his father falling from a big mountain onto a cow dung. Valmiki Ramayana gives this description. So he wakes up, and naturally, somebody is seeing his father in a troubled state of being falling, and a high pitched sound of his father falling from a high mountain onto a cow dung. Naturally, he's born in, he wakes up in a very disturbed state. And immediately he calls his brother Shatrughna and he says, "Prepare, let's go. Something is bad is happening in Ayodhya. Let's leave this Kekai Pradesh," because he had already gone to Kekai Pradesh to meet his maternal father, right? Mother's father. So now they both come, and the moment they came, they realize this, that it is Mantra who is actually the one who has played this and brainwashed their own mother. That Shatrughna almost dragged Mantra on the ground, but resisted and left her when Bharat asked him. Again, he pushed her um, from his left hand, and she pushed her. Now you notice she's a lady, she's the one, but that's what beauty. Again, he's pushing her on the ground, but he didn't hurt her more. And but verbally he abused her like anything, that you are the one. It's a very, I mean, if you hear Valmiki shloka, they do this manchans in Ram Leela. It is more very nicely how Shatrughna becomes so angry, and he says, "Because of you, my whole family and my kingdom is going to be tarnished, and because of you, Kekai our mother acted in such a hostile way, and whom to punish? Lord Ram." who has happily taken this, and he has not even spoken any single bad word about you, mantra. Like that, lot of conversations are there. And of course, Bharat asks Shatrughna to forgive, to just leave her and don't bother her much, because anyway she has done the harm. He was more thinking about how to bring Ram back. And so we all know that in the next slide you might see that Bharat tries to meet Lord Ram. And if you can move to the next slide, I think that's what is being shown here. Yeah. So Lord Ram tries to meet, Lord Bharat tries to meet his so beloved and his so lovable, adorable brother, and he convinced him to return to Ayodhya. And but we know that initially, I'm not getting too much in detail. You all know that Lakshmana thought that he's coming and attacking, all that we all know. But you can always go and refer to Valmiki Ramayana. It's beautiful to read, actually. If you can go to some dham and read Ramayana, like Nimisharanya near Lucknow, or you can go to Mayapur Dham, or you can go to Vrindavan Dham. Try to take some book of Valmiki Ramayana and Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita, and go in and read in the dham. Um, I have heard that Nimisharanya, which is 87 kilometers from Lucknow, it is now going to be, it's very difficult road to reach there. I have gone there. It's very difficult. It's just 87, 88 kilometers. But you will see the entire route is going to be changed completely, like how they are building Ayodhya, they are building the near Lucknow, Nimisharanya, where you can then, like Ayodhya, you can go by flight. You can go to Lucknow, and then by road you can go to Nemisharanya. Take your books and spend there. You will be seeing the real Vyasa Gaddi, the Sut Gaddi. You will go and see Havan Kund. All you can go and stay there for hour. Right now, if you go, not many people are there. But once it becomes like Ayodhya, at least these all attractive places, then you might not get place, but at least the same place they will create. But now you can go and spend some week or 5 days and 6 days and do some manthan discussion, and do lot of Krishna, read lot of Krishna conscious stuff over there. So this is way how Lord Ram then convinces Bharat to go back and rule the kingdom. But again, he pleases, because Ram is known to please others. He accepts the proposal of Bharat not ruling. Although he said, go and sit on the throne, he outrightly rejects Lord Ram. And he says, no, I will not rule. Give me your padukas. I will rule worshipping your padukas, and I will not even enter into palace. Now, that's he overruled Ram's, but Ram, being the supreme personality of Godhead, he accepted that. Okay, fine. He pleases everyone, so he pleased Bharat. Okay, take my padukas, worship. Like that, this arrangement was done. And then during when he was coming, even Kekai came, and Kekai convinced Ram, please come back. And he said, no, mother, if you have realized, I'm okay, but you are just a nimit matram, just an instrument in the hands of the providence, that I have come here for some task. And that is the time when Ram also hears Dashrath's death, and he was extremely, extremely disheartened to hear that his father was weeping, Ram, 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 all the time. Oh, Ram, he used to get up from his hallucination of, or his, what do you say, right? When you become unconscious, he will wake up into his conscious state, Ram, Ram, and then he will fall unconscious. I tell you what Dashrata was going, maybe because of a curse. We can take that in some other session. I do Ramayana, full session of Ramayana I'm about to do in Bhakti Yoga group in just couple. I just did 4 months back, entire Ramayana from scratch to bottom. I love singing Ramayana. I love talking about Lord Ram, because it in one way it teaches Krishna's teaching in Bhagavad Gita in a very practical way. You can actually start reading Bhagavad Gita and start reading Ramayana and Bhagavad. All they so fit like a wonderful collage, right, of understanding of Krishna consciousness in our mind. So more details we can do, but you can see that whenever we are in a very dilapidated state, it times happens that you feel like you are about to leave this body. It happens. And in this case, Dashrata, because of a curse, he left in the separation of Lord Ram. So, like this, you know, he is exhibiting, Lord Ram is exhibiting. He actually, when he hears this, he also weeps. He's exhibiting human tendencies, human behavior, because he has come and played the role of, Maryada Purushottam. So he's Purushottam. He's trying to show how a man should live, and how his wife should behave, how he should behave with his brothers, and how he should behave with his enemies. He showed a lot of things. Of course, in Krishna, he did so many more things. So, so Krishna and Ram is one and the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is amazing. We may not understand initially some of the things what they do, what Lord does, but you be in His memories, you keep remembering Krishna. He gives us strength to understand Ramayana, to understand Bhagavad, to understand Bhagavad Gita. Memorizing is okay. You don't even memorize; it doesn't matter, right? But the essence we should remember, that we should help and love others. So then Rishi Jabali is also one of the Rishi who tried to convince Ram that please come, but then he could not. Basically, what happened is that uh, he spoke against all the Vedic scriptures to convince Ram, but Ram also didn't agree. He said, no, no, you know, he said, you are talking all ignorance. So there are a lot of incidents where people will say only Bharat convinced Ram, but there were many people like Rishi Jabali who used even non-scriptural ideas to persuade Ram to come back, but he didn't bow, he didn't budge from his decision of following the words of his father. And then, this way we see that Lord Ram leaves for Chitrakuta on the advice of Bhardwaja Muni. And he first goes to Atri Muni for 1 or 2 days, and then he enters into the Dandakaranya forest. Now, I will just describe maybe in the next slides. It is said in Valmiki Ramayana that when Krishna, who is Lord Ram, enters the Dandakaranya forest, it actually, they say that it was a partial moon in the sky, because the half of the moon, the partial moon, the remaining moon came in the form of Lord Ram into the forest. And the moment Lord Ram enters into the forest, it appears as if half of the remaining portion, because the moon was visible in the sky on a very partial form, but the remaining part of the moon just entered inside Dandakaranya forest as the appearance in the form of Lord Ram. So it appeared as if in the darkness of Dandakaranya forest, moon entered, and that moon is who? Our Lord Ram. So that is why Krishna's one name is Darsh, who happens to be my son's name, because his face is so beautiful, it looks like a moonlight. So everybody wants to see the moon in the full moon. So Krishna's another name, or Ram's another name, is Darsh. That means you want to see the beautiful face of the moon, face of the Lord, who is like a glowing moon. And that is why the process of viewing the Lord, whose face is like a new moon, the process is known as darshan. That is why it is known as darshan. तभी हम लोग एक दूसरे से when we greet, अरे आज तुम्हारे दर्शन हो गए भैया. So we think darshan means actually to see others, but actually it means looking onto the Lord and seeing the beauty of the Lord in the form of a moonlight. His face is beaming moonlight. So that beauty, when you see, that process is known as darshan. And when we meet each other and we say, "Tumhare darshan ho gaye, bhaiya, kahan the aajkal? Where were you? I am seeing you today after a long time. Aaj tumhare darshan ho gaye." That means we are equating that you also look so beautiful, but we don't know the meaning. So that is really the meaning, and that is why my wife kept the name Darsh for my son. So please pray for him also. So like that, this is the place where I would like to just mention about Srila Prabhupada. He used to say that he has, in one of his lectures, he has quoted that Ekas Chandras Tamo Hanti Nacha Tara Sahasrasa. Like moon, one moon is sufficient. You don't need dozens of moon, right? Like how one moon is sufficient to lit the dark night. Srila Prabhupada, in his purport, in one of his writings, he writes that like how Lord Ram is entering into Dandakaranya forest and lit the entire forest, one devotee, one Krishna conscious devotee is sufficient to remove the darkness of this entire world, and which thousands and millions of stars cannot do, but one devotee can do so many miracles. So that's what Srila Prabhupada. So now I end the Ayodhya Kanda here with this wonderful point that you all devotees are individual moons like Lord Ram entering into Dandakaranya forest, because the Dandakaranya forest was lit by the presence of Lord Ram. You all devotees will become the full moon in this dark world by enlightening so many souls here and spreading Krishna consciousness and making them follow Krishna conscious scriptural injunctions and help them, tolerate them, love them, care them, and bring them to the path of devotional service. With this sankalpa and with this, I come to the end of the Ayodhya Kanda. Oh, this ending, not the it never the kathas never end. This Alpaviram, this comma, into the eternal glorification of Lord Ram's and Krishna's Ayodhya Kanda. Om Tat Sat Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Jai.
Done.
Jai.
Done.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. A big Haribol for you.
Sorry, I took little time because it's very.
No, it's okay. We can understand, Prabhu. You actually covered full Ayodhya Kand. I was thinking that you will cover one pastime or maybe two pastimes, but you have covered all. So very nice, Prabhu. Any questions? Any realizations? If no, then we will end.
If there are questions, that means I didn't speak properly.
People, not like that, Prabhu. Yes? But no, maybe realizations.
Yeah. I mean, if you give a very open-ended class where you explain things very, and I didn't do anything magic. I mean, this is just Ramayana. Everybody knows, so nothing new I have done. So there should not be any question. There'll be only questions if I am falling short of my knowledge or I have spoken something wrong.
No, it's not like that, Prabhu. Banali Mataji, you unmuted your mic.
Is yes, it something Prabhuji, you want to Hare say? Krishna, Dandavat. Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Very heartfelt session, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll... Sridhar Prabhu. Yes, Sridhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Though everyone knows this story of Ramayana, you explained is awesome. Like this thing, Rasgulla, wherever we prepare also, sweet is sweet, but having in different places, we will have different taste. The way you explained is so awesome. Thank you very much for this. But I have only one doubt in that, maybe a silly doubt, I don't know. The thing is, the incarnation of Rama, Krishna is a Rama, and Lakshmi is a Sita, and Bharatan is the this thing, and Sanchakra is the Bharata and Shatrugna. These are all the incarnation of the Rama. They are coming support of in the entire this thing Ramayana. Every this thing they are coming like that. But whereas the Bhagavan has given assurance to us that surrender me, I will take you to Bologa or this thing Vaikuntha Loka. So the thing is, we also having the same Punarapi Charanam, Punarapi Baranam. In this case, we also will come back into this thing Boloka, or we'll be in the better stage after our death. This doubt I have very long time that I don't know. For the past 3-4 years, I'm in this Krishna conscious. The thing is, I understood all these things. Only this I don't understand. Can you explain me little, please?
Okay. So it is said all good questions can only be answered. First, the person who has to answer should understand the question. I will try to understand. What you are saying is that so you spoke about these 4 brothers. They were the expansion of this incarnate and all that. Okay, fine. But then you said we are also stuck in this material world, and Lord promises us that he will deliver us. Correct? Correct, Prabhuji? And you are saying from past 3-4 years you have this issue. So what is that issue? Yeah, so that is true that Lord incarnated in the form of all this, the Supreme Lord. And now he has said, if you surrender to me, I will deliver you. Now I have understood this part of your question. Can you just take me more further?
No. For the past 3 years, I am in this Krishna conscious. Before that, I used to do as a regulative principle, whatever things I am doing. But for the past 3 years, I am continuing the same in Krishna conscious. Till today,
Yes.
I don't understand this, whether after our death, whether we will come back or not. As Adi Shankara said that Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Jadere Sayanam, this will continue, or we will be in the Vaikuntha Loka. That I don't know.
Oh, now I understand. No, so very simple. I'll try to answer what I have heard from my seniors, and it's a very beautiful question. So let me answer one thing. A lot of people ask, what if I go back to Goluka, will I ever fall down again? So the answer is no. But if Krishna wants, you will come down again. Why? Because until unless you don't completely become Krishna conscious, he will continue increasing your intensity. That's what happened with Bharat, King Bharat. He's such a big personality, but he took 3 births just to increase the intensity of love towards the Supreme. Now, so that you understand that all devotees should understand. That is why Prabhupada says, if you follow 80% of whatever I am telling you in Krishna consciousness, that chant, love others, be cool and calm, help others, love Krishna, dovetail your life, and keep chanting and depend upon Krishna. If we do follow, and 4 regulative principles all, if you do, you will be taken back to Krishna. At the same time, we have to keep increasing our intensity, our love for Krishna, which is good. And then you will go back. Now, once you go back, you will never drop back again. That is for sure. But if Krishna says, okay, now you have come, what about your other friends? Can you go back? I want you to become take a position of a guru and deliver all your known people whom you were successful. So how can you refuse Krishna? He is the one who is deciding everything. So you should be one thing very clear. If we follow Srila Prabhupada's injunctions, if we follow the association of devotees, we all will get delivered. This is first point. And we will not come down until unless Krishna sends us again as his instrument. Now, second point is that we will keep falling. Now, of course, if that intensity is not reached to 1 birth, if we don't really become Krishna conscious, we'll have to repeat it a number of times till we really understand and be hooked to Krishna consciousness in all the circumstances. That is, when you become Krishna conscious in all the circumstances, that means you have removed your contamination and you have become equi to Sukha Dukkha, and you relate to Krishna in a proper way, and you have understood that everything is happening for our benefit. So that point is clear, Prabhuji, that you will only come back when Krishna sends, and you will only be able to go back when you have completely understood Krishna or loved him, and your Krishna consciousness is completely dipping the entire 9 holes of your body. Correct? This you agree?
Agreed.
Agreed?
Agreed. This is only my doubt. Whether I will go or not, I don't know. Whatever regulative principle I am doing, but the thing is, this is my doubt. Because all the what we read, all these things, all the incarnation of the previous one day, even Prabhupada, all these things, they are coming back only. That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
Right. So you don't, so that is not your doubt. That is not what you are saying is my doubt. Actually, it is for everyone the same. Now, another point I would make is what I have heard from my seniors, and it is true also, that the spiritual process or the resurrection. Now, your question is, I have a doubt whether I'll go back or not. So, first of all, the thing is, there is nothing known as going back.
No, sir, Prabhu, 1 minute. Whether I will go back or not, it is not by this thing. Whether the following will be succeed or will be come back like that. That is only doubt.
No, so you can only do your part.
The question is not mine. Generally, I must.
No. I'm talking not only for you. I'm talking for myself. I am saying I am following these principles. Whether I will succeed or not, I also don't know. That is why it is said this process of resurrection is an automatic process. You can't push yourself, gate crash into Krishna consciousness, or gate crash yourself into Goluka, back to Godhead. You become pure, you become good, you are Krishna conscious here, you don't need to go to Goluka. You get delivered here in this birth itself, Prabhuji. Please remember one thing. This is what I am not saying. The scriptures are saying, the seniors are telling me, and that's why Guru Maharaj says, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, that you just serve Krishna. That is why devotees make a very bold statement. If you become Krishna consciousness, be it this Mrityuloka or Narkloka, it doesn't matter. You have to be Krishna conscious. That's all is our goal. Back to Godhead means you become Krishna conscious. That's all. You don't say that okay, now Krishna, I have followed your rules. Please take me back. No. You just become Krishna consciousness. You are delivered in this birth itself. Then you start delivering others. That's what my spiritual master is. He's never contaminated. He's always, if you see the life of my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, or to other spiritual masters like Holiness Radhanath Maharaj or Bhakti Charu Maharaj, or so many gurus are there in ISKCON. You see, really, to them, I have seen from past 24 years, they are just not bothered whether to go back. They're just serving. So the question is whether I will follow this or I am not. That doubt will come only when we think I will go or not. You forget this desire of going back. Just serve Krishna. Then immediately the process says is top to bottom. So from top, the parampara will pull you back into Goluka like a lift. You don't have to do anything. The lift will come like Sant Tukaram. Pure example. Right? The Garuna comes and takes him. That's what I've heard. So like that, all the souls, they will be resurrected by Krishna in the process. What we have to do is to come out of this fear, whether I'll get delivered or not. Because if you maintain that fear, if it is a healthy fear, still Krishna will love it. But you just follow the principles. Just follow the principles, serve, and have faith. Krishna will do justice with us. If I have done enough, automatically from within you will feel at the end moment, you will be able to see Vishnu Duta. So many devotees have said this. He is saying Vishnu Duta, he is saying Devu Duta, and then they have come back and said Vishnu Duta said no, some more time, and they discussed and they like that. So you will be also taken care. That is why it is said that we have to depend upon the mercy of Krishna. If we control everything, even our last moment, then we are God. We cannot. We are not God. So that situation of uncertainty is actually a gift, not an anxiety. The uncertainty, anxiety of what will happen in my last moments of my life is actually the fuel that I should work properly now. Because at the age of 99, anyway, you will be, if you live by that long, or 88, whatever is your last age, you will not be able to walk, talk. You are anyway in the hands of Krishna anyway. Now also, if I am sleeping, tomorrow I'll be able to wake up also or not. It's not. So every Krishna consciousness is every judgment, every minute. Some say judgment at the end of life, but we know Krishna consciousness means Antakale Chama. Antakal kis moment mein aayega, no one knows. So you be happy at this moment. And don't worry what will happen at the end moment, because you don't know when that end moment will come. That dependence on Krishna will remove this, even this question, this doubt. Somebody says, so Mr. Sridhar Prabhu, when are you going to go away? Do you say? You come to Tirupati, go to Tirupati, and some devotee.
Krishna willing.
Krishna willing, exactly. I know a couple of my friends in Krishna consciousness, they use this word Krishna willing. So why you worry? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, yes, another class. Oh my God.
So sorry, Prabhu. But
no,
yes,
Mataji.
at 11 o'clock, there will be another class. So we'll end the session here. Thank you again, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Kalpitarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam Ramayana session ki jai. Hari bol. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone.
Mataji, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you to all.
Shall I end the session, Prabhu?
Hare
Yes, ma'am.
Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.